Well, we had a definitive objective in this save, and that objective was for us to win the Champions League. We've done that with Arsenal, finally, after the second attempt. But we then also do have a bonus objective, and that bonus objective is to win it as the first manager to do so with more than 2 clubs. So today we start that journey by taking over our first team, not in England. Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to episode 1 of Club 5 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager 2024. Even though we're in August 2025. Again, not salty about that at all. But yeah, this is the first episode. If you're a bit confused by that, this is the 5th club of the save. We have been moving along across the English pyramid until we've got to the zenith of the game in England, which has been with Arsenal, where we've won the Premier League back-to-back. And this season, for the first time, we've won the Champions League. Now, we are still technically at Arsenal. I've held off until we make the move. We are going to make the move in a moment. But yes, if you are joining the save, this could be a good jumping on point. We are in the future. It is 2032, but we will be taking over Bayern Munich, I should say. Need to get used to that one. And we're going to see what we can do in German football and see whether we can use that team to get to another Champions League final and hopefully win it for a second time. That is the plan. And if you're excited to see whether we can do that, obviously not all of that's going to happen today. This is the introductory episode of this part of the save. But if you're excited to see whether we can do that long term, don't forget to leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss any of the parts of this leg of the journey and any of the nonsense that comes out of this face subsequently. So, there's nothing more to it. Arsenal, it's been a pleasure. Just a reminder of what we've done this season. We walked the Premier League quite significantly. Good on Wolves, though. Our former club, if you haven't watched the save up to this point. Battering teams left, right and centre, getting a well-deserved second place. Very happy to see that. We can see Saka was second in the Golden Boot. He was the best player in the league. 3rd on assists. And Luis Maduro, our goalkeeper, was top of the clean sheets chart as well. Significantly so. There's a number of players from the Premier League that we're going to be taking the knowledge of with us to the Bundesliga. And although we've not got a big budget at Bayern Munich, we are going to be looking to see if we can raise some funds to maybe poach 1 or 2 of these players. At least that's the plan anyway. But Arsenal, lads, it's been a pleasure. But it's time to say goodbye. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now, I've done one of these saves once on the channel and we never left England. We got to Southampton, turned them into a superpower. Then we went to Chelsea and Man City and kind of underperformed at both of those. So this is completely new territory for me in this save. I've managed abroad on FM before I started making YouTube content. I've been to Roma. I've been to RP Leipzig. I've been to Barcelona. This is the first time I'm finding myself here on and in a save that started in England, and it's the first time I moved to a club abroad, so it's gonna be very interesting. But here we go. We are a move that's considered to spark plenty of heated debate. We obviously lifted the Champions League most famously, which is fantastic. Pepe Linders was the favourite for the job. We obviously smashed them out of the water. Arsenal will now need a new manager. That's going to kickstart the managerial merry-go-round, as we've been talking about. Lots of our staff are joining with us, and a lot of staff have actually left Bayern Munich as well. We've got rid of some of them to make room for our boys as well. So, in particular, Mertesacker looked like an excellent choice for youth development. Right, let's get to it. 5-star club like Arsenal, media prediction first. They finished 2nd last season, hence why they wanted to change their manager. Matteo Almani is the guy who is going to be the director of football. I've had a look at him already. He looks okay. We're not going to be seeing the back of him. René Maric is our assistant manager. One of, we have plenty, and the club was founded in 1900. Of course, Bayern Munich hold a special place in my heart because I don't know if you can see the Villa shirt back here, but you know, there was a European Cup final one time that I'm sure Bayern Munich won't want me to talk about while I'm here. Soz lads. It's a big stadium. It was built in 2005. It still looks fantastic if you see pictures of it. I think I'm using a picture of it for the thumbnail of this video, and they've won all of the trophies, like all of them, including the Champions League a few times. That's not the Champions League. That's it, and they've won it 8 times. So should be easy enough to win again, I would have thought. That is currently the best 11. Of course, We will have a look at this. We'll see if we can bring anyone in. We'll see if we can sell anyone. It's a 4-3-3. You know, I likes a 4-3-3. And there's recognisable names. Kai Havertz. We sold him to Bayern Munich. I might look to move him on. Musiala is still here, though, in the prime of his career. Palmer's just kind of at the kind of tail end of the prime of his career. Barclay, I'm not sure of his age, but they have a good starting front three. Kind of like what we had at Arsenal. Bernal is a good player. Alphonso Davies is still here. Jurrien Timber made his way here as well. And Mamadashvili is the current goalkeeper. So it looks like there's a good base to work on. We'll have to see what the young player situation is. There's a young player at right back here. We'll have to have a look at that and see what we've got and see if we can move some of these guys on if we need to raise some funds to bring some more in. This is what the club wants us to do. They do want a lot from us. Basically, we need to promote Germany. So we need to sign players who are German or based in Germany. That means either players who are German from anywhere or players who are based in Germany, but they don't have to be German. So if Dortmund or Leipzig have a good player that we want, if they're not German, we sign them, ticks that box. They want us to play attacking, entertaining football. I scored over, well, I didn't personally, but I scored over 100 goals last season, guys, and I think I did it the season before. I'm your guy. Look at my Wolves team that I built. They're scoring 100 goals a season regularly as well. I'm your guy. So I think we've got that one ticked. Under the 23 for the first team. You could have given me a bit of a bigger budget for that, but it's fine. We'll work with it. But yeah, we'll do that. Working within the wage budget, fine. I want to be basically the best, most reputable, most profit-making team in the world. We'll win all of the things and do that. Signing players to sell for a profit's a bit of a concern, but obviously they want to do that to conform with financial regulations. We'll do our best with that. Technically, I sold them Kai Havertz. If I sell him, that should tick that one off if we make a profit for him. And maintain self-sustainability. I don't know how we do that. I think we just don't overspend. I don't know if they looked at the finances at Arsenal. Don't mention it to them. If they ask, just pretend you don't know what they're talking about. Contract stuff is fine. This season, they want us to challenge for the Bundesliga, challenge for the Champions League, challenge for the Pokal. 2 of them are required. So basically, we need to get to the latter stages of that, and we need to be the top 2 of that. But next season, we have to win the Bundesliga. It's that or nothing. That's all absolutely fine. In terms of the sports culture, they want us to sign the German boys, play good football, possession football as well, which I do like to play, maintain the best German club thing, finish above Dortmund is preferred due to a rivalry, and all of the other stuff as well. I think we can do all of that. I will schedule a press conference. I won't subject you to that, but I will schedule one. And that's it. We're here. We're here at Bayern Munich. And it's already sorted in best player order. So let's have a quick look. So Jamal Musiala is the best player at the club. He is a 5-star player within the confines of this club, obviously. And he's 30 years old. So he's well into his prime. 129 caps for Germany is insane. Mostly an attacking midfielder or a right winger. I'm quite happy to use him as either. We'll have to have a look and see what other players we've got to work out what system we do want to use. The next best player is Cole Palmer. Very excited to use him. 31, so again, kind of at the tail end of his peak, I would say. He's played over 100 times for Bayern Munich, 68 times for England as well with 23 goals. I'm sure he's won plenty of things. Interesting in this universe, though, he doesn't like big matches, so we do need to be aware of that. If someone were to come in for him, knowing he's got that, if they give us, I mean, that's a lot of money he's worth, I'd consider it. But we do need to be aware he doesn't like big games, so maybe not as reliable as we'd like him to be. Mark Bernal at 26 is one of the younger players. Not got a face with the face pack that I've got on, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Looks like a bit of a playmaker, defensive-minded playmaker, so maybe we have him at the base of a midfield, or we have him a bit further forward. He can play advanced playmaker as well, apparently. He's off the ball, he's not particularly good. I think we need to take advantage of that positioning, so yeah, we'll probably have him at the base of the midfield. He does like big matches, though, and he's relatively consistent, and is classed as being a star Bundesliga player. Lovely. Then we've got Kai Havertz. I will probably move him on. Which I just did not get on with him at Arsenal. Who knows? Maybe I get on with him here. Maybe it's slightly different. But he's apparently best as a central midfielder on attack. He's 34, but he's a German player as well. He's concerned, but he's not concerned. I'd love to know what exactly he's concerned about. It's probably the fact that I've arrived and he's a bit worried that I'm going to ship him off, which I am. So then we've got Bradley Barcola, who's got 71 caps for France. Another winger, left winger. I think I said right winger before when I was looking at Musiala. Left winger or a striker. Finishing's okay for a striker. Some of his other attributes maybe not quite as good, but again, big game player, consistent, and is considered a leading player for Bundesliga. I'd like to keep him, but again, if we get offers in for some of these players, I'll consider almost any player leaving other than Musiala at this point, just to get some money in to sign some new players. Centre-back, we've got Castello Luqueba, who's a French international with 66 caps. He looks quite tasty, actually. He's only 6 foot tall. His jumping's okay. His heading's decent tackle, good marking, good position. His passing is actually really good, so he could be a good defensive midfielder if required, but I think as a centre-back, he'll do really good as well. Marks opponents tightly, which I don't really like. That might steal his fate, to be honest with you, but again, consistent and likes big games. Jurien Timber, another old man, this one 32, formerly of Arsenal, but left before I got to use him. Well, he left at the beginning of the save from the looks of things, but he's played 200 odd times for Bayern Munich, so I'm happy to keep him around at least to begin with. But at 5'10", he's not going to be a centre back for me. Right back more than likely. I mean, we'll keep an eye on him. His natural fitness is 14. He's going to start dropping soon. Again, another player I'd be okay to move on. Alphonso Davies at left back. He's 32 years old. Natural fitness is 15. Maybe got 1 season in him or 2. Solid wing back. I mean, he's a name that everyone knows. He's got a lot of pros about him, but again, on the older side. Again, offers would be listened to. Rui Silva, 26 years old. The other centre back. He's actually wanted. He wants a new deal, which we'll try and get onto. Arsenal want him because we had him on our scout report. Newcastle wants him and Leipzig wants him. How is he as a centre-back? He's 6 foot, not the tallest, but good heading, decent tackling, good marking. Positioning is not the best. I'd actually consider moving him on, even though he's younger, because he just isn't quite what I think we need as an elite player. So maybe we'd raise some money with him. Ansu Fati is here, of all people. Hello. Wanted by all of the Saudi clubs and beyonds. Obviously did not reach the potential that we thought he would do in football in this universe, but he's a leading Bundesliga player. He's great on the ball. Give the ball to him, he'll run for days, and he can whip across in as well. Can play across the wings and even up front if needed. The consistency, the fact he likes big matches, although he's 30 years old, I think I'd hang on to him, again, unless a big offer came in for him. I'm very familiar with Elia Wahi. I've got no real feelings about him because I've not used him or seen what he's like in this universe. He looks like he's a relatively consistent performer other than last season. He tends to be a striker. I'm quite happy to go with him as a striker. But again, at 30 years old, if one of these guys, Al Hilal, Al Nasser or Al Ittihad come in for him, I think I'd consider it. Rui Medeiros is a new gen left back. Looks like a good left back as well. In fact, I have seen this guy, and I think I did try and sign him at some point, but saw Bayern Munich in for him and just knew it wasn't going to be worth it. He seems to be built around youngsters like him, definitely. Fulvio Brinca, another youngster, another young striker. He is a Brazilian player, but not very good at big games. He probably will get moved on in that case, which is a shame. Eric Martel, 31 years old. He'll do a job for us. He'll probably get moved on. I didn't intend to go through the entire squad, but that is exactly what we're doing. Who's this guy out on loan? Do we need to worry about him? He's on loan at Dortmund, so he can't be that good. Central midfielder, playmaker. He's got 5 caps for Germany, to be fair. Could be a handy utility player when he comes back. Sudakov, central midfielder, can play as attacking out on the wing. He's Ukrainian, 30 caps. He's played 89 times since 2025. For the club, he's played 88 times for his country, and again, big game player from the looks of things, or at least consistent player from the looks of things. What is it like? He's a playmaker from the looks of things. Yeah, his passing's pretty good. Flair's not great. Again, probably a good utility player. Would move him on if we needed to. Mamadashvili is a goalkeeper. How is he looking? Can I compare him? I can't just yet. Okay, that's fine. I'd like to compare him to Usa Aduro and just see how Mamadashvili in this universe compares. What's his clean sheet record like, actually? It's a pretty good record. Look at that season. 14 conceded. Are you actually 18 clean sheet? That's, for 30 games, that's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Last season, you can see, obviously, there was a bit of a drop-off, but he's obviously a decent goalkeeper. So, you know, 87 caps for Georgia. I mean, at 32, he's still got plenty of time as a goalkeeper. I'll consider keeping him. Yeah, I definitely will. Matthias Sule, he is a right winger. Finally, we've got a right winger. Again, doesn't like big matches. I tell you what, the big match thing might be the thing that's been doing them in. And we need to worry about that for the Champions League. So some of these big game players who aren't very good at them, we need to think about moving some of them on. We've got Ruben Valencia, who consistency is not very good. We'll probably look to move him on. He looks like an easy amount of money to raise. We've got Albin Recker, 24 years old. I love the hair. Not very consistent, injury prone. He's going to be out the door. No questions asked. Then we've got Daniel Kujakov, who's a Russian goalkeeper, never played for the Russian national team, and he's a backup goalkeeper. What do you want from him? 6'4" though, he's probably decent enough. We'll hang on to him unless we can find someone better. Then we've got Dayot Upamecano, who is definitely on the tail end of his career. Quite happy to move him on, just looking at his wages, get some of those wages off the bill. He wants to move on anyway, so yeah, we'll happily move him on to Monaco. Is he formerly of Monaco? No, he's not. He's not. No, but that would have been quite fitting if he was. Then we've got Dirk Bourne, who's got a little bit of potential, but not really anything we need to worry about. It's not a lot of money per week, though. And Luka Petrusic, who is nothing other than that fantastic hair, which might be the only reason that he ends up staying at the club. We've got some to work with, but we have got some work to do. And again, just to confirm, we don't have a lot to do it, although we have a look through some of these clauses. However, I'm looking at the squad sheet. What I'm mentioning is I'm actually still in my place in London, looking at the squad sheet there. So what we need to think of is we need to think of this logically. At the moment, as mentioned, we've just left Arsenal, but we've still got a place in London. So what are we going to do in terms of actually getting to Germany? Now, as mentioned, we have taken a slight pay cut to Arsenal. However, we have still got a contract of £75,000 a week, which means we have an annual income of £3.9 million a year, which means as a mortgage, we could borrow £21 million. That should be enough money for us to potentially buy somewhere. And the reason why I'm thinking of buying my own place is quite simple. It's a bit of a journey. Now, in theory, we can get there, but it's a 12-hour journey if we like to drive. I don't drive, so that gets ruled out immediately, but it is a fair old drive, including using the old tunnel there. Or the ferry, I should say. I don't know. Which would it be, actually? I'm assuming it would be the ferry, actually, now I think about that. But either way, not going to happen, really, we don't think. No, it would be. It would be Eurostar or the ferry. Do you know what? Either way, it's not happening. We could get public transport, which would be just to confirm, Eurostar. There's a tube, there's a Eurostar, there's a bus, there's another bus, there's whatever that is, there's another bus, and then there's a little bit of a walk. I mean, I mean that goes from one day to another. I'm not feeling that at all. It's a 14 and a bit hour journey, not happening. It'll take me 10 days to walk there. I don't quite know how I'm going to walk that bit. It says this route includes a ferry, so purely because it's not a pure walk, we're going to rule that out. Yeah, that's not going to be the reason. Cycle there in 3 days. Again, I imagine that route will include a few other things. Yes, it does. Or we could fly there. Now, funnily enough, flying there, I managed to highlight everything as well, which is great effort. Everything's gone wrong. There we go. Flying there is possible. Hour 50 minutes. I mean, add on the time at the beginning for like checking and all that kind of stuff. That's actually a slightly feasible journey, but we're not going to be doing it. It's going to surprise you to no end. We're not going to be doing it. So that leaves us with the fact that we do need to use this to buy a house. Okay, I've had to go from my usual websites for this one. One of them did actually have properties in Germany, but none of them in Munich. So I don't know how big Munich is. I don't know how far these are away from the stadium. We're just going to go with it. But as you can see, we've got some fantastic properties already that have come up. I have actually set this to be in Great British pounds. It hasn't actually changed. Oh, it has put it on there. Brilliant. So we've got the pounds price there, so we can work with that. I mean, I'm immediately intrigued by the one that's priced on request. So we actually can't see how much this one is, which I think means it's going to be a lot. Let's assume that it's worth £21 million, and let's go from there, shall we? And let's have a bit of a look around. I mean, immediately it's got this fancy little long pool. This kind of looks like one of the places you see in Cyberpunk or something like that, only with less rock stars. I don't know, maybe the rock stars come with it, but that looks pretty fantastic. Living space looks fantastic as well. As one of those L sofas, a big long table for all of your friends or family, whoever wants to come around. A few doors for days, a mirror that's just hanging there just because it can. Nowhere to put the wall on the TV because there's no real walls. It's all glass or open space, but it's fine. I can live with that. Big painting on the wall. You put the TV there. Let's move chairs on the other side. I think that'll work. Got the weird kind of angled chair there, which is quite fun. Got a bathtub with a sofa next to it. What's this luxury nonsense that we're dealing with? And a tree? What's going on? Oh my word. And there's the L-shaped thing, or it might be a different L-shape. It's a different one, actually. Got multiple L-shaped things. That one's kind of pointing to the outside, which is lovely. Or that, you know, being the outside, I don't really get on very well. But there's a view outside there with the pool. And there's a bit at the end that you didn't see. It's got a bar at the end of it. I don't drink, but that's exciting. I'll get my mocktails and zero alcohol cider there. That'd be fantastic. Little kind of spirally staircase, which is lovely. A bit of chandelier action. This is the kitchen. I mean, it's all the same room. So this is the kitchen part of the room, but it looks beautiful. Absolutely fabulous. Look at this. Oh, I want to move in now. And then, I mean, it's got its own bar inside. Is that a wine cellar downstairs? It's useless to me, but I want it. I want all of it. That's fabulous. Little staircase down. So it's doors that open with a little laddery staircase thing. That is superb. I mean, it wasted on me completely, but yeah, I'll have that. This will be an office. Less said about that, the better. It's got an indoor jacuzzi, and well, we all know what that's going to be for. There's another angle of it with its little fire next to it. We all definitely know what that's going to be for. Outside garden with steps going up. It looks like a little temple. This is where we're going to be living in Germany. Who knew that Germany had such fabulous places? I wonder if the car comes with it. I see a little fancy car. I don't drive, so I don't know why I'm interested in the bloody car. It's a Ferrari as well. Should be a Porsche really if it's German. But anyway, we've got our house. This is where we're living. So we don't need to worry about that. And immediately, we don't necessarily need to worry about the finances either. They've currently got over 100, well, just under 100 million pounds in the bank. They lost money last season, but this season so far they're making a fair bit. They've got a net debt of nothing. The transfer debt, I'm assuming, is that what's owed or is that what is owed to us? I can never get this right. But either way, the debts are looking good. The projections are looking good as well. We just need to try and stay within our means and we're good. There's no financial fair play in the league as well. It's just the Champions League. I mean, I think we're on to a winner here, but we need to now look at the squad and see what we've got. I mean, we've got 2 goalkeepers. I'm quite content with what we've got at the moment. We might see what's available. Defender-wise, we need to work on that. I don't know whether we've necessarily got enough there. I mean, we've got players who can play as defensive midfielder. I'm immediately thinking 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder. We've got players who can play on the wing as well. I mean, we've got Elia Wahi-Brink, who's a striker. We've got Sudakov, who can play as the centre mid and attacking mid. And on the wing, Fatty is basically a pure winger, although he can play a striker or central attacking mid as well if needed. Barcola is purely winger or striker. Cole Palmer can play anywhere, kind of as an attacking role. Sole is a winger or central attacking midfielder. Tusic is a winger, but can play kind of all up and down that side. Again, he'll be going. Musiala, attacking midfielder. I'm actually thinking this might not even be a winger team. We've got players who can play as wingers, but we've got a lot of attacking midfielders. I'm actually thinking either diamonds, but we need more strikers, or I'm even thinking 4-2-3-1 narrow. I genuinely am, because we've got a lot of players who can play in the middle. As I'm thinking narrow 4-2-3-1. Because we've got attacking wing backs as well, or at least one attacking wing back on one side. I didn't check with the other lad. Where is he? He was... I can't remember which one he was. There was one on the... It was Rui, wasn't it? Rui on that side. He is relatively attacking. Reka on the other side. He wasn't very good, was he? Actually, a right back is something I think we... I know we've got Julian Timber. He's very much a defensive-minded wing back. So, yeah, maybe it doesn't work on that side. But there's things to think about. And I think maybe a diamond or a 4-2-3-1 narrow would be good for this team from the looks of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the players we've got into a system. And then we'll have a look and see what we think we need to do. All right. If we get everything done, this is kind of what we're looking at in terms of rebuilding the squad. First 11 is going to be the one that's on the bench. We've got a first 11 that I'm quite happy with, but these are the gaps we need the squad. We basically need a new defence from centre-backs to right-back. Left-back's fine. So we need 3 players there. We need another defensive midfielder, at least 1, maybe 2. And we need another attack-minded player, maybe a striker as well. But I think we've got enough players that we can cover that position. So with the players that I've got on the transfer list, Sule is the first one. We've popped him up for, what would we pop him up for? 30 million. So he's up for 30 million pounds. Quite happy to let him go for that. Upamecano's up for 1 million. It's just to get his wages off the books. He is wanted, so that's fine. And we've got Reka, who is up for 40 million pounds, which is just above his value. We'll reduce it if we need to. Brinker is actually the one that I've forgotten to do, so we'll just quickly pop him on the transfer list. 30 million pounds is what he's valued at. No one's interested in him at the moment. We'll pop him up for 30 to begin with. and we'll see what happens with him. Then we've got Petrusic, who I popped on the list for, I think it was about 10 million, sorry, for him. Valencia's on the list for 20, and then Bourne's on the loan list because he's got a bit of potential. So if we add all of that up, if we get around what we'd want with that, so that's about 30 for him. Let's ignore Upamecano. That is going to be another, let's call that 30, even though it's 40, so that's 60 million there. Another 30, call that 90. 100 million. 120 million. We may be able to get 100 to 120 million if we get lucky with some of these transfers. Some of the players are wanted as well. Might have to work for a little bit of it. Now, Fatty's wanted. Medeiros is wanted. I don't really want to let Medeiros go. Fatty, if someone came in for him with good money, I'd consider it. Same with Ruby Silva as well. Ruby Silva, to confirm, is worth over 40 million. And Ansu Fati is worth quite a lot. So again, if they come in for him, you know what, I'd let Fatty go for that. I'm not going to put him on the transfer list. I'm going to play hard to get, but I'd let him go for that. So we can raise some funds. Again, at the moment, we don't have much. Just let's quickly go through these clauses, though, and let's just see what we've got. So we have got not much from there, but we might as well cash it in. 3 million from there. Let's cash that in. No, barely anything. We're not going to get much off of that anyway. Let's cash that in. A couple of million from that. Let's cash that in. 10 million from that, yes please, let's get that. Rafael Luiz, 8 million, let's get that. Generate this money. Barely anything, but we'll get it, sure, why not? Pavlesic apparently doesn't exist. Have I broken the clauses? I think I've broken the clauses. Let me come out of it and back in. There we go, we fixed the clauses. Right, let's go back down. What we got? Pavlesic. Barely anything, wasn't really worth doing. And then that's all of the clauses. So we've just done all of those. That means that we've now got a transfer budget of about 50 million. Straight away like that, we've got a bit more money to spend. So again, we're looking really to start with a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder. But an attacking midfielder who really can play as a winger as well in case we decide to go with a winger system. Right now, as it stands, Palmer, Havertz, Musiala, good system. Do you know what? I haven't even thought about Kai Havertz yet. Do we put him on the transfer list or do we give him a chance? I don't know. I kind of want to move him on, but no one's interested in him. How's he done for them in 2 seasons? He's done all right, to be fair. He's mainly been goals more than assists. Considering he's a good passer on the ball, I find that quite strange. He's not the quickest anymore either. He's got a bit of height on him, though. Do you know what? We'll give him a go. As a veteran attacking midfielder, we'll give him a go. But if interest comes in him, I'll let him go. Right. Plan of this video is we're going to do transfers. And what I'll probably do is I'll get the transfers done, show you what I've done before the first game of the season, and then we'll play the first game of the season. That feels like the best plan. So, bear with me. I'm going to get some transfers done, and hopefully we'll have a squad ready before the first game of the season, which, just to confirm, is going to be against Hertha Berlin. Although we have got the DFB Pokal first round, I could bring you back for that. I don't know if I'm going to, but I could bring you back for that. I'll have a think about which one of those we'll come back for. But yeah, bear with me. Any massive developments, I'll bring you back beforehand. But I'm expecting that we'll just come back before the first day of the season and we'll show you exactly what we've done. Okay, we are starting to get a few offers in for some of our players. I've not made any inroads on transfers yet. Well, we're looking at the moment, but in terms of players out, I've had this offer in for Timber. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking to accept it, but it's worth noting that we are getting offers in for some of our players. He's also not interested. The next one I want to have a look at, actually, which is Alphonso Davies. It's worth 30 to 40 million pounds. Bear in mind, we have got a young left back who is in the wings. That's not a terrible offer to begin with. Like, 39 million is well within that range. So I'd be tempted to go for that. Leipzig have made an offer for Silva as well, which is around his value too. I'd be willing to maybe go for a couple of these. I think with Timber, I'd like to hang on to him just for the time being. So let's say that we would accept 12.5 is what they've offered. Let's say we'd accept 20. And I'd probably get rid of that and change this to 15. I mean, it's a lot more than what they're offering. It's actually undervalue as well. And then let's say that we would want 25% of what the sell on is. Actually, I'm going to up that to 17.5. They're not going to go for that, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of this offer, I'd actually want a bit more for him up front. because we'd need to obviously replace him. In fact, you know what? I want to get rid of that one completely. And I'd want to change this to 37.5. Oh, wow. That's completely gone, man. Can I undo that? Undo. This is what I want to do. I want to change that to... Yeah, do that right. 37.5. And then I'm quite content with that going down. I mean, they're not going to go with that, but maybe they'll counter offer. So let's go with that and just see what happens. I'd like to keep him, but get a decent amount, it's fine. Now, Rui Silva is not a particularly fantastic defender, but he's not a bad defender. And I feel like his valuation is quite low, but he wants a new contract. So we'd be making a loss on him. But that means we wouldn't be worried too much about the fact that we've got that clause of profit. So as long as we do make a loss on him, which was 43.5 million, then it's okay. The total value of this is 33 million. I'm going to actually go in with 40, just a straight up offer of 40, and see what they say to that. And then this youngster has won a Player of the Year, which is in our ballpark. So let's tell you what, let's scout him. In terms of players I have made offers for, it's not that many. But if I go to wait, why have I got... Oh, sorry. I got confused by Journeyman album then. I was like, I've not made an offer for him. I'm fairly confident he'll have retired. Andrei Alexeyev, who is a Ukrainian international. He's wanted by a few players. He's a wonder kid. He's a striker who can play as an attacking midfielder and a winger. We've got 2 strikers already, but I'm just thinking this would just be a young player just to freshen things up. He's 18. He's already excellent for 18. Wanted by... not that many good clubs, actually. That concerns me a little bit, actually. But both Atletico Madrid and... well, Atletico Madrid and the other clubs are in for him. I'd be quite okay with that. Now, quite why our wage budget has gone down, I don't know. I don't know if that's because players have returned, but our wage budget has dropped down dramatically. And I don't quite know the reason why it's gone down so much. So we might need to investigate that. We've got a clause for Mathis Tell that's become available as well. Let's have a quick look at that. 6 million, sure. Let's do that. Why not? Get a bit of money. I don't quite know. I mean, we've renewed some contracts, so I wonder whether because we've renewed some contracts that's done anything. It shouldn't have, but I don't know. If that feels weird that's gone up. I don't understand why that wage budget has gone up. Let's pop that down a bit just to balance it out a little bit. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's much better. I don't know. I don't quite know what's happened there, but these are the players we've currently got out, on the way out, I should say. Sole is on his way out. Actually, I need to counter offer on this one. The amount keeps going up, which is fantastic. It's going to be looking like it is Villa or Everton. They're the 2 clubs. So he's on his way out. We've got an offer in the offing for 28 million for Brinkner, so that's some money in as well. Sule, obviously, you've just seen this guy who's going to be out on loan, but there is there's an offer in there for him. Actually, Man United are in for him as well. So, do you know what? I'm going to cancel that one. Let's just let him go for 10 million because that's going to be worth more. This guy, do we care about him? I don't think we do. No, we'll let him go. That's fine. That's a bit more money in. You've seen Davies and Timber. Those ones have just been negotiated. Upamecano's on his way out, and Ruby Silva might be on his way out as well. So we could be raising the money quite a bit, but then we need to start really getting into the nitty-gritty of the transfers, which we haven't done yet. So leave that with me. I'll update you as we go, and fingers crossed we'll have some new players to show you in no time. Okay, it's taken a little bit of a while to get the kind of transfer train on the roll, but we have started to get a few things going. One of the ones that's come up is this one, which is for Alphonso Davies, the legendary 32-year-old fullback for the club. Because we've got the other fullback, because we've got Medeiros, who is already a 3-star player. He's not the same level as Alphonso Davies, but he's younger and he's going to be around for longer, and he's on much less in terms of wages as well. I feel like the wise thing is to let Davies go for that amount of money, because this is the maximum he's going to be valued at. It's worth up to 45. As long as he plays 10 games, and he will play 10 games. So, yeah, I think we let him go. As good as he is, if he was 2 years younger, I'd keep him, but as good as he is, we're going to have to do that. As well as that, we've still got a few other transfers on the go. The transfer for Sule actually fell through, so we put him back out there. Everton have come in. He actually wants to go to Liverpool. which is really annoying. So I'm hoping that he relents. We've had a word with him about his conduct and told him it's bad, even though it's not. We put him in the under-19s just to try and annoy him, so we'll just take the first offer out of here. We've got Rui Silva on the way out for 52 million, assuming he accepts the deal. He better accept that deal. 36 million for Jury and Timber as well. And then Brinker is out on the way out for 30 million. We've already actually made some deals as well. So Upamecano's gone. Bourne's gone out on loan. Luka Petrusic has gone for 10 million as well. So we've already raised a little bit. And in terms of signings in, we've got 2 already. We've got Sreten Sopcic, who isn't very consistent, but he is going to be a top fullback for the future from the looks of things. He's a wonder kid with 5-star potential. And Andrei Alexeyev, this guy, bargain. We spent such a little amount on him, but he's got potential that goes up to 5-star. He looks like he'll be a superstar. Could be an attacking midfielder. Probably is going to be a striker for us. Delighted with him as a signing as well. So a couple of young signings. Got my eyes on a couple of them. I think I mentioned previously as well, Noah Darvic is someone I'd like to bring in, but we need to raise those funds, because at the moment that's what we're looking at. We've still got a fair amount of money, but we need to raise a bit more. The potential of transfer income, if all of these go through, is 240 to 264 million. So we could end up with some absolute dollar to spend on like whatever we want. But again, Alexeyev will come in. We'll put him as one of the attacking midfielders for the time being. Wahi and Barcola could always go in those positions. Sopcic solves right back. And if we do lose Timber, he will obviously start at right back. 2-star, 2.5-star. Very similar to Tokic at Arsenal. He'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, I think we've got some good transfers on the go here. We've got some good players in who are going to help the squad. Let's put Alexeyev into the starting 11 as an attacking midfielder, just see how he looks. 2.5-star, that's absolutely fine. His signing might mean we could move on Wahi or Barcola. Probably out of the two, I think I'd move on Eli or Wahi. I've had bad experience. I've had good and bad experiences with Wahi. 64 in 140 for Wahi. How did Barcola do? 50 in 159. Similar rates, but then I think they're probably going to play in similarly, they're probably going to play on the wings. So, I don't know. But we're getting everything underway. If we get these transfers out the door, even if we don't get that one out of the door, we're getting 190 million in approximately. We'll probably have some taken off of the top of that, but we've already got 30 on here as well. Got no transfers waiting to come in other than that one, which is a youngster who's going to go back out on loan. I'm hopeful with what we're going to be building here, but we need to get some of these other transfers out so we can get all the other potential transfers that I'm thinking about that I haven't made offers for yet into the club. We're about to start pre-season as well, so we need to get that done relatively soon. So I decided to skip ahead a little bit. We are here at the first game of the season. I just thought this video, if we're going to include one game, and this is going to be ridiculously long anyway, but we're going to make it even longer if we go for everything step by step. So we're at the first game of the season. It's the 14th of August, opening game of the Bundesliga. I have already played the opening of the Pokal. We won that 9-0. You can see that up here. In fact, if I click, in fact, no, I don't want to show you that yet. There's minor spoilers on the screen. I don't think there's any that's going to give anything away, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. But we have made a lot of signings, so let's just take you through them, because we've spent a lot of money. Specifically speaking, we spent 229 million, but we've actually made 243 million. So apparently I'm good at transfers. Who knew? I've also tried to make sure that most of the transfers, if not all of them, all up front. There's like one transfer that's got a fee on there, so pretty proud of myself. You knew about the first two. Sreten Sopcic was in for the right back position. We'd already done that one. We'd already brought in Andrei Alexeyev. He's in 15 million. We then signed this guy, Yannick Schnitzer. Defender. He's from Leverkusen, because, you know, I'm still bitter about them beating me in the Champions League final with Arsenal. Not that it matters, because we won the Champions League the following year, but I'm still bitter. What can I say? I'm a child. But we brought in one of their defenders. He's a cover defender. He's 22. He's got a little bit of room of growth. He's an international player. He'll be a good cover player, if nothing else. We've also then brought in another central defender, Janos. I need to get this down because I'm going to be saying this a lot. Chatsigorgio. Chatsy Giorgio. I'm going to have to Google that. I'm going to go with Janos. We're just going to call him Giannos for now until I've learnt it. Chatsy Giorgio, I think, is going to be the name. Chatsy, we want to go with Chatsy. Either way, he's in. Another rival that we've weakened, Dortmund. I hope that the club is taking note of the German club players that we're signing. 3-star cone ability, 3.5-star potential, 23 years old, loads of caps for Cyprus. He played a bunch of times for Dortmund in a 2-year period, so really happy with him. Is he brilliant? No. Will he do a job? Absolutely. So I'm quite happy with that as a signing. We spent, admittedly, more money than one would have liked to have spent on him. This one has got add-ons on. Actually, I think there's 2 with add-ons on. This is one of the bigger ones. More money than I'd have liked. But you know what? At this level, that's a decent rate. I've overspent on him. But do you know what? Pre-season, he looked all right. So, you know, what of it? I then went to one of my old clubs and I bought one of my boys, Marko Tokic. We signed him for Arsenal a couple of seasons ago. He became our first choice right back last season. He's not great yet, but he will be one day. 4.5-star potential. He's got a worldwide reputation. He's got 10 caps for Croatia. He's a Champions League winner. He's a multi-time Premier League winner. And he's going to keep getting better and better. We brought him in as the other right back. I then signed... Can't leave this guy alone. Stefan Bajetic, we signed him on loan from Man City. Remember, he played for us at Wolves for a couple of seasons and did a very good job as a defensive midfielder. He's here as a defensive midfielder, can also cover centre-back if needed as well. Very happy to have him back on board. And then the final sign is a bit of a weird one. Jean-Claire Todibo. Yes, he's 33. Yeah, he is 33. What of it? To be honest with you, we were desperately looking for a 4th centre-back and all of the really good young ones were more expensive. I could have blown the bank on one, but I thought, let's just bring in someone for a couple of seasons, then we can focus a whole transfer window on bringing in another defender if needed, or even finding a wonderkid defender. But you know what? For 2 seasons, which is what he signed for, fine. He'll be absolutely fine. His natural fitness is 18. He's going to stay relatively good defensively for a good period of that. His physicals will start to go down, but at the moment they're okay. So if they do drop, it's not the end of the world. So really happy with that. Transfers out. I feel like you know a few of these already. Upamecano went out for $1 million. Petrusic went out for 10. Alphonso Davies went out for 40, rising to 45. I would have kept him, but we had another left back who needs room to grow, so it was the right time, and I think we got maximum value for him. Brinkner eventually left, the Brazilian striker who doesn't like big games. He's gone to Roma, sold him for 30. Yes, he's worth a bit more, but he's got a new contract, so you would expect that. We've then got Jurriën Timber, who left for 36 million. He's now not for sale. He's on £900,000 a week at Al Hilal. How ridiculous is that? He also looks like he's gotten better as well. But again, at 32 years old, he would have decreased. I think now was the right time to cash in on him. It's allowed us to do all of this and have money to spare. He doesn't matter. Rui Silva does, though. He's actually gone to Arsenal. One of 2 signings that Arsenal have made from us. No ill feeling towards my old club. I mean, he was good, but I don't know. There's certain bits about him at 26 years old that I wish would be better. His tackling, his positioning, it's an elite club. They're not quite what we'd want them to be. And just there was value there. Obviously, he's now worth a lot more. But again, bear in mind, that's going to be to do with the length of his contracts and other kind of aspects. Again, I kind of look at that one and wonder whether was I a bit hasty? Maybe I was. But I'm quite happy with the business that we've done since then. He certainly wasn't showing up at this quality for me. He was definitely a 3-star player, but it is what it is. Matthias Sule, we wanted to get rid of him. He eventually did go. Worth a lot more at Everton again due to his contract, I would presume. But he went for 48 million in the end after a couple of false dawns on that one. And wanted to go to Liverpool, so we managed to kind of do him on that one. Ruben Valencia then inexplicably went to Arsenal for 22. Again, we had a bit of a false storm with this one. Had to put him back out there. But £22 million was earned. And yeah, he's a nothing player. I don't know why Arsenal wants him, quite frankly, but they did, obviously. And then Bekovic has gone out on loan. We don't really care about who he is. All of that leaves us with a still relatively healthy transfer budget of 60 odd million and £188,000 a week. Now, I've not identified anyone to sign just yet. I'm debating holding off until January. If something comes up, I'll go for it. I did try and sign Noah Darvic, but he's just signed a new contract at Arsenal. That is really bad timing, so we're not going to be signing him. It is what it is. But we are here for the main event, which is opening Bundesliga game of the season. We did destroy the opposition in the Pakal, but it was a team that we should have been beating, so no massive surprises. So this is really going to be the first proper look at the team. And I don't know necessarily who I want to start in one position in particular, and that's this position here. Well, actually two, this position as well, because Cole Palmer is technically the better player. But Ansu Fati did score a hat-trick in the last game, so I feel like momentum-wise we should be going with him. Kai Havertz as well, he's looked good in pre-season. I still kind of want to get rid of him. Cole Palmer obviously would go there. Sudakov has looked good in pre-season as well as the playmaker. And he's only 30, so he's still got room to actually do some stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know who I should probably be starting, but it's against Hertha Berlin. We're going to play as close to our strongest starting 11 as we can. Barcola's apparently been on the goal drought. We ended that in the last game, so hopefully we can make it happen. Let's see if we can get 3 points from the opening game of the season. It is going to be Mamardashvili in goal, Tokic, Chatzi. I'm going to go with Chatzi. Lukeba and Medeiros in defence. Martel and Bernal in the heart of the midfield, with Fati, Havertz and Musiala supporting Barcola up front. That is the first time I've said that. It will get smoother, and I will learn that defender's name. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's see if we can win our first game. It is a home game as well, which helps. Let's see whether it's helps enough that we're going to get a win. Fingers crossed we do. Again, just the one game today, because we have done all of the transfer stuff. When we move clubs in a transfer window, I never really know how to format it. Like, I just don't, because I know what a normal transfer special would be like, but I don't know. Do we do a transfer special? Do we get a game in? It feels like we should do both, which is what we've done, but then the video is going to be stupidly long. So, you know, it is what it is. But here we are. We've got some lovely Bundesliga graphics as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. And what a lovely stadium. I mean, it's the stadium that's in the game. I don't know if this is actually what the Allianz looks like. I imagine it probably isn't. I'm pretty sure, in fact, that it has a different aesthetic to that. But here we go. Now, I had set to extended highlights for the Champions League final, and I left it like that for the pre-season friendly and for the Pakal game, just to get a sense of how the team plays. I mean, I've mentioned it before. I always play the final pre-season friendly. I let my assistant manager do the rest of them. And then we played that cup game because it was there as well. Decided to play that off camera because it was a nothing game. There were a team so far down in the pyramid that it just wasn't worth showing you. So I think we did the right thing there. Let me just change that to league table. Remember, this is an 18-team league, so we're going to have a slightly shorter season in terms of league games, but we have got the cup competition. Just the one, I believe. We don't have a version of the Carabao Cup, but then we've also got the Champions League. And Barcola very close to getting an opening goal of the season there. It is going to be a goal kick. We have been on top so far in this game, although shooting has been a little bit wayward, but that's okay. I'm not overly worried about that. I'm just going to make sure that Tokic isn't hard tackling. I'm just going to tell him to calm himself down, although he's the best player on the pitch at the moment, which is he's fantastic. I'm delighted about that. I'd like a couple more highlights of us actually having the attacks that we apparently are having. That would be lovely, because we're all over them at the moment. Some players are playing well, some players not playing well. Barcola isn't necessarily an out-and-out striker, so I'm intrigued to see how he does. Bit concerned to see Havertz and Musiala struggling. This is a new system for the boys, to be fair, so we have to bear that in mind. And we'll have to see how they adapt to it. Ansu Fati, I think, is offside. I was about to say he's adapted beautifully, because he's been fantastic in pre-season. And out of the forward players, if I had a question mark over one of them, it's probably him, just in terms of is he going to perform. And he's been absolutely fantastic. However, Barcola is definitely offside there. So it's absolutely fine. Early days still. Let's carry on. Let's keep doing what we're doing. I'm enjoying the fact that we're dominating them. I'm not enjoying the fact we're not scoring any goals just yet. So we need to start upping that. Havertz, a bit disappointed in him and Musiala. I'd like to see more from both of them. A free kick. Actually, it's Havertz to take. Imagine if he puts this top bins after I've just said that. I mean, that would have been lovely. I always say it just in case I jinx it. In a good way of jinxing, where the thing happens. But it didn't happen there, obviously. They finally had a shot, but we have dominated this half. Just we haven't been good enough kind of cutting edge in front of goal. That will come with time. Again, we are brand new to the club. We have scored plenty of goals. They were stuck between saying plenty of goals and plentiful goals. I didn't know which one to go with. Loads of goals is what we've scored in pre-season. So we should be able to get some goals just once we kind of get into our rhythm in competitive football. That's all it's going to be. I think we've got a solid foundation here and we can just build on it. I think the aim for here, I haven't really talked about the aim for here other than we want to win the Champions League. I think the aim for here is, I don't expect us to win the Champions League this year. I'm looking at next season, and I think next season, I think we've got a really good chance of doing it. Ansu Fati going with a shot there, but it is a long shot and it is saved by the keeper. Not the best first half. We dominated them, but not the best first half in terms of actually getting that ball in the back of the net. I'm going to say I'm not happy, and I'm going to say particularly not happy to those guys, and I'm going to tell them that, and then we're going to make some changes. Barcola, disappointing start. Elia Wahi's going to come on. I'm going to move Musiala into the middle because apparently he is better as a playmaker. Advanced playmaker on support. We're going to pop him there. I feel like it's going to be a waste of his abilities, but we'll do that, and I'm going to bring Alexandre on because he is going to be a superstar for us. I'll leave Fati on for the time being. I'll leave Musiala on for the time being. Cole Palmer can come on as and when we think he's needed. Chansey's not having a good game, which is really annoying considering I'm trying to remember his name. But we'll give him a chance. I can't have a word with him because I've already made my team talk, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. He'll just get better. It's all good. Right. We'll say that to those guys. Second half, as we were. We're not doing anything wrong so far. We just need to keep at it, and eventually the goals will come. That needs to be the message. Right, Bernal to Fati. He's intercepted there, but has he got the pace to get the ball? He nearly did, you know. Martel is going to get the ball, though, which is great. Win the possession back straight away. Chatsy now to Martel. Looking for Bernal. Heavy pass. Bernal, tell you what, Bernal makes a very, very good track back interception there. Really nicely done. And we get possession again. We so far are looking good at kind of getting possession back if we lose it. We do look like we like to run and get that ball back. Right, Chatsy. Out wide to Tokic. Tokic. Still having a good game here. Running down the wing. He's waiting for that run for Ansu Fati. He loves cutting inside Ansu Fati. Love to see it. Alex Eve looking to get the ball out wide to Medeiros. Medeiros. And that is the reason why we let Alphonso Davies go. Because Medeiros is a good enough player to just fill the void. It's taken a minute since the second half has started for us to score. And it's our left back who scored. I don't know whether I should be happy about the fact that it's our left back who's just broken the deadlock. Because, you know, I'd like to think it'd be one of your forward players, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Alex Eve actually played a role in it as well. He got the assist, and I'm okay. And maybe that is the beginning of the floodgates being opened. I'd like to think so. I would like to think so. Right. I'm not gonna say anything to them. I'm just gonna let them play. Let's not get in their way. Let's not disturb them. Let's just let them do their thing. I think Chatsy is going to be coming off though. He's not had a good game. I'm thinking about Musiala coming off as well. He's not done particularly well. Ball's whipped in here. Elia Wahi was lurking, couldn't get anything. Medeiros now. He's on the complete wrong side, but he'll probably still make something happen. Whips it in with his right foot here. Musiala was underneath it, but just could not get to the ball. Not a great game for Musiala. A bit disappointed in what I've seen of him. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's game one. It's a long goal season. We're going to see the best of these players over 30. Is it 34? 34 games? Yeah, it's 34 games, I think, overall. But yeah, 18 teams, 17 that we play, times 2, 34. Yeah. Alex Eve, so close to having a chance at goal there, but he has actually won a penalty. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who my penalty takers are. We're probably jinxing it. It's probably not going to get given now, but let's have a quick check and see who our penalty takers are. Elia Wahi is the only one. Great. To be fair, the other good goal penalty takers are on the bench or off the pitch. So let's pop those two on there as well. But it's going to be Elia Wahi who takes it, who is down as being our best penalty taker. If it even gets given as a penalty, it is given as a penalty. It was almost unquestioned as to whether it was. It was definitely a penalty, but it is going to be Elia Wahi who steps up to take the penalty to try and make it 2-0, and he does. He does very much so. The thing is, Elia Wahi, I've got mixed history with him. Moments when he's been fantastic, moments when he's not been. Out of the two, between him and Barcola, he's the out-and-out striker, so it's one of them. If neither of them perform, we know where 60 million's going, and we can move one of them on. But at the moment, I'm quite happy to give them both a chance. Elia Wahi is just nudged ahead a little bit, but we have to bear in mind that one goal is a penalty. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Right, what we don't want to let them do now is get back into the game. Now we've scored 2. 2 is the danger score. I've talked about it before. You get 2 goals up, you get comfortable because you've scored more than 1 goal, but then you let them creep back in. Although Alexeev is looking like he does not want to let that happen. Looking for Ansu Fati, doesn't quite find him. But Chatsi, who hasn't got better, gets the ball to a player. Out wide now to Tokic, whipping it in. He's going to look for Eliawahi here. Eliawahi heads it just over. Nice little cross there from was it Tokic or was it Fati? Or I forgot. I didn't even pay attention who it was there, to be honest with you. I think it was Tokic. Immediately forgot who it was. Right, Alexeev. Going to go out wide to Medeiros. He does eventually, actually. Nicely done. He waited for the right pass. Alexeev is having a good game here, considering he's not a fully natural attacking midfielder. Oh, Musiala has just been anonymous in this game. It's really disappointing to see. Right, Medeiros just blasts it across goal. And Ansu Fati, I mean, he's probably a bit fortunate to get that goal, but I love to see it. Career resurgence here for Ansu Fati? Maybe. It could very well be. But now gets to Medeiros. Medeiros kind of runs out of ideas and starts to just hoof it across the line. And it works because it's a spill from the keeper. Fati's there. They're all queuing up for it. And it's 3-0. Fantastic. 3-0 is a good score. I'm quite happy with 3-0. I'll look at changes in the moment after this highlight and just make the team a little bit more fresh with another substitute or two. Right, Tokic. He's been hacked there. Absolutely hacked. That's a red card. In the Pokal game, by the way, it's 2 red cards. There were both 2 yellow cards as well. So I'd seen that our team is getting a little bit targeted here. I don't know how to feel about it. I kind of feel a little bit of pride, I'm not going to lie. Right, Musiala's been honestly trash. So I'm going to bring on Sudakov and I'm going to bring on Cole Palmer on this side. Chatsy's starting to get a little bit better, so I'm going to leave him on. I'll leave the rest of the team for now, and then we've got that one last substitution in our back pocket. But we'll bring on the big guns. Well, the big gun in Cole Palmer and Sudakov, who is a very handy player. He's looked very good in pre-season from all accounts. So we'll see how they do. We basically replaced our entire front 4 with our substitutions, and everything else we've left absolutely fine. Goal scoring was the problem, to be fair. And, I mean, look, we're 3-0 up now, so we definitely solved it. Right, Tokic, Bernal. Looking for Alexeev at the far post. And there is Andrei Alexeev with his first goal for the club. The bargain signing that he was goes and scores on his debut, his home debut at that. Love it. Absolutely love it. I think we've got a bit of a superstar on our hands here. Absolute superstar. I think we've got a couple, to be fair. Tokic is one of them as well. Bernal's a really good central midfielder as well. He's been all action today. And Alexeev. It's the joy of having a striker playing as the attacking midfielder. When he gets into a striker's position, he can just knock a header in just for the fun of it. Right, final change. We've got 1 substitution left. It's going to be a central defender, and it's going to be Todibo. Chatsy's gotten better, so I'm going to leave him. There's a plot twist for you. I'm going to bring on Todibo on that side because the other guy was getting tireder. So he prefers to be on the right. I haven't actually checked Chatsy. He's right-footed. Doesn't prefer to be on any side. Brilliant. We'll swap them around. Fantastic. And that'll be our final change. We'll just get Todibo a little bit more game time out there. Just a few more minutes under his belt. He's full fitness, to be fair, so he's ready to jump in. We looked assured when we used him in the last couple of games as well. Chatsy's gone back down to a 6.6, which is a bit disappointing. 4-0 is great. I'd love 5-0, but I'll take a 4-0. Right, I couldn't quite get to Sudakov, but it's just going to come to our boys here at the back. Chatsy's one of them. Not gone forward for the corner, which is interesting. Right, into Bernal. Bernal, Sudakov. Sudakov out wide to Tokic. Tokic to Martel. Into Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. First time I actually used him on FM24, I think. So interesting to see how he works in this team. Now he's in his prime in this universe, or maybe just past his prime, you could argue. As it stands, nothing really happened with that there. So the highlight will continue. We win the ball back here. Chatsy heads it as far forward as Palmer. We get the ball back again. We are very good at winning the ball. I think this might be offside. It is a goal for Eliawahi. It's getting checked. It's not got the flag up. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. We'll keep an eye and see if the hands raise. They do. 2 goals for Eliawahi. He will be the starting striker until he gives me reason not to be. That's how we're going to work it. We've got 2 players who look equally good, but he is the natural striker, and he's scored 2 goals on my debut for the club as manager. So I'll take that all day long. Sudakov gets it to Alexei. What a game he's had, by the way. He's gone and got an assist there. It's 2 assists he's got today, I think. And a goal. It is 2 assists and a goal. What a game he's had. And Iwahi with 2 goals as well. That is a great first game. I am delighted with that as a first game. Some disappointments. Barcola didn't show up. Havertz didn't show up. Musiala got a higher rating than I thought he would because he didn't really do anything. And Sudakov and Palmer were a little bit anonymous. To be Sudakov was all right. Chatsy got better as the game gone on. Tokic was a menace. And Lukeba was solid at the back and Fati looked good. Everything I would have wanted from a first game was in there. I don't really have anything to say other than that was a good day at the office. Well done. Delighted with that. That puts us second top. We've got equal goal difference with Frankfurt. I think it's just sorted us in alphabetical order there because there's nothing to split us. They smashed Dortmund's. It's at their place, admittedly, but they smashed Dortmund's. Wow. Okay. Keep an eye on Frankfurt this season from the looks of things. I should really check as well who are the favourites are. We know we're the favourites for the league. We should probably check everyone else. So it's predicted that Leverkusen will finish second and Leipzig third. So Leipzig winning the league last season doesn't mean anything, apparently. We are the odds-on favourites. It's Leverkusen, Leipzig, then Dortmund, then Frankfurt. I mean, well, Dortmund might be going a bit further down on that list after that performance. Highlighted star player is the goalkeeper for Leverkusen, King Christian Hoyenhal. But we've got a few players in the starting Dream 11. It's Lukeba, Musiala, Palmer, and Alex Zeev is the striker. I mean, that says everything, doesn't it, really? Got any more players down the key players list? Let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure we will do. Ornos, quite frankly. Ornos. Fantastic. Well, that is a good start to the season, as good as we could have hoped for. So now we need to look at when we're going to come back. I don't know, because this is all new. First time I've managed in Germany on FM24. I think it is, actually. So yeah, this is all kind of new to me, this for this cycle. It's the first time we've obviously changed countries in the MyCareer save. So I think we'll come back similar to what we would normally. This season, it's about the Champions League, but less about the Champions League. So we will try and tie it into the Champions League. So it will be for one of those games. It'll be somewhere in this period. We might even come back for Leipzig because, you know, it's Leipzig. Who else would be a good team to come back for with rivalries? I mean, we've got a few of them. TSV 1860 Munich, I don't believe are in this league. No, they're not. Werder Bremen, are they in this league? I don't believe they are. Yes, they are, actually. So maybe Werder Bremen we need to keep an eye out for. Nuremberg, are they in this league? Can't see them there, so I don't think they are. Then we've got Stuttgart, who are in this league as well. There's a fair few derbies that we need to keep an eye on. And then obviously we've got the Dortmund, the Klassiker, so we need to keep an eye on that as well. We've actually got Dortmund next. I was debating, do we change the plan on the episode and do a normal 2-game episode in the next video, but we're not going to do that. We're going to stick to the plan. Delighted with the start. There's certain things that we could have had that could have gone better, but for the most part, I don't think we can have any real complaints. I think we're looking good, we're looking sharp, we're looking fit. We've got players who just look like they're just ready to take over. We just need to get the best out of some of these players or move them on. Again, Cole Palmer is on the transfer list. Al Hilal, Al Ali, and Al Nassr all want him. Kai Havertz is wanted by Al Ali. I'm willing to let both of them go and get replacements. I genuinely am. So if they want to make offers, they can let me know. But that is going to do it for the first proper video of the Bayern Munich part of this save, Club 5. I'm delighted that we've got the opportunity to manage abroad. I'm delighted it started well. And fingers crossed, it continues to go just as well. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And why don't you hit that subscribe button so you keep up to date with all the nonsense that comes out of this space right here. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.